YouTube, what's happening? It is NFL Week 4, and we have 13 games to go over for Sunday. We're not going to do Monday yet. We'll do Monday on Monday because there are still 2 Monday night games there. So we'll focus on these 13 games right here. The way we're going to do it, we're going to talk about the games. We're going to pull up how they do, see what they're good at, see what they suck at, and then we're going to pop over to their schedules so we can see how they've been doing this year versus their opponents for both sides. And then we're going to head over to the injury part and see who's going to be out, who's playing. Those are important things to know. And then lastly, we're going to outlier. We're going to look at props. We're going to look at QB, running back, and wide receiver. So we got a lot of things to cover in this video for each game. So drop a like, subscribe. We got a lot to go over. Let's go ahead and jump into the first game right now. All right, first game, we got Philadelphia and Tampa Bay. Philly's -2, and for good reason, because you can see the offense here, and Tampa is just, the numbers aren't looking good. Yeah, they're 2-1, but the numbers are just weird, especially defensively. Let's look over at their schedule real quick, and let me show you what I'm talking about. They're 2-1, but they lost 26-7 to Denver. I know Denver has a good defense, but come on, you didn't look that good against Detroit. You won the game, but you didn't look that good. And Denver just manhandled them the whole game. So I just, weird. Philly is also 2-1. Their loss is that 1-point loss to Okerko Chains on Monday Night Football. 1 point right there. So nothing stands out there. We come back to the stats. We see top 5, number 5 in passing, number 3 in rushing. Now they are going to be out without Devontae Smith because we saw. Let me show the actual injury report to it because I've already looked at this, and the only one that stood out, Tampa Bay has Bucky Irving questionable. That's a big, McMillan a little bit doubtful. That's not a big deal to me, really. The main one, we come back up to Philly, is right here. Is Devontae being actually out because of concussion, and A.J. Brown's still questionable, which I'm assuming he's going to play, try to play, maybe, with Devontae being out, because who else? Philly's on, you can't throw tight end every play. So, but with this matchup, you might not have to throw it all because we look at this, their run defense is terrible and they're 3rd in rushing. So Saquon might have a field day against Tampa. Jalen, I don't think he's going to run that much because he might not have to. Let me explain why. Let's look over at the props now. So we have this. Props, we got Baker and Jalen. We see their numbers. First off, we do Baker. We look at his 2024 numbers with the he's been downtrending, and I need to see what he can do against a defense who isn't superior, and Philly is clearly not a superior defense. So I want to see one game what he does because these 2 games have not been good. Now I know Detroit's awesome and Denver's defense is really good this year, but I need to see if it was Denver or if it was Baker. So then also Hurts, you can see what he has done passing. I don't think, one, he doesn't have one of his top 2 receivers. The other one's doubtful, so if he does play, he might not play that much. So, and you can only throw it to Goddard so many times. So, yeah, the thing he needs to do, and I don't think he's going to run that much. His rushing yards have been kind of low, really. 33, 85 was okay against Atlanta, but then 25 against the Saints. Yeah, this is what he needs to do. He needs to turn around, look at Saquon, and say, here you go, here's the ball. Because look at these numbers here, and then remember, 25th in run defense. Now you get Saquon. I don't care. I gotta love that matchup. So Saquon, I think, goes off to the point, number 76.5, I think he eclipses 100. He gets over 100, and I think it's going to be easy, too, because not only is he have a good matchup, I think he has the game script, too, because I think Philly's going to have a lead over Tampa based on how Tampa's playing, so Saquon should be able to run the ball more, and because that's what they do. You get the lead, you want to run. That's what you do. So I think Saquon is going to have a field day out there. Hurts might not run as much based on his numbers, and Rachaad White just has not been performing. Like, where have you been, dude? I know you've been hurt a little bit, but come on, you got to step up. Especially with Bucky Irving questionable, you need to step up. And then even his receiving yards are not good. Like, the first game was okay, but then you got hurt in the first quarter, and then you had this game. So, I mean, you're going to get, if Tampa gets behind, your rushing yards, gone. So we focus on receivers now. Looking at Godwin's 65.5. We see what he has done. 83, 117, 53. He's a decent option. Decent. I don't like 65.5. I'm just going to say it right now. Unless Tampa just starts, Baker chucks it because they're just behind nonstop, then maybe so. And then same with Mike Evans. Looking at his numbers, have just not been there. What is the staircase downward? I hate this. This is ugly. So Going back to this over here, my favorite play for this one is going to be Philly -2, and my favorite prop in this one is going to be Saquon over rushing yards. We're going to take those, and you can take some other ones, put them in the same game parlay. But other than that, those are my top two plays. Next game. Next up, we got Denver and the Jets. We can see the records. Jets are -7.5. When was the last time I said the Jets with a -7.5 spread? Wow. Looking at the numbers, you can see what they do. Defense is what immediately stands out for me. Let's pop over to the records. We'll see what the Jets have been up to. We can see they are 2-1. They lost to San Fran, but then they beat Tennessee, New England, and Denver got that win over Tampa after losing to Pittsburgh and Seattle. So yeah, there you go. I've looked at the injury report. This is the only Denver doesn't have anything important on there to me, really. The main thing on the Jets is still CJ Mosley being doubtful. That's just a big deal for them because that's the anchor of your defense essentially, and that dude has been a beast forever and is not in there. So yeah, nothing else is new though. So let's pop back here. Looking at the numbers again, defense is the first thing that catches my eye, except for the run defense. Pass defense, which they're both pretty decent at passing, and they're both the same. I mean, literally, they're 1 yard off there, and they're like 15 yards off here. They're essentially the same offense. So. But the defenses are pretty close as well. They're just mimicking each other. The only thing, if I had to pick between the Jets and 39.5, I'm taking under 39.5 because these defenses are nasty. We saw what Denver did to Tampa, and we saw what the Jets did in New England, and New England couldn't even move the ball if they wanted to. So for my side or total pick, I'm absolutely going under 39.5, and I will love to see if there's a 40 out there. If I could get a 40, that would be amazing, which I probably can't. Nope, 39. So 39.5. Okay. All right, starting the props, we got Aaron Rodgers and Bo Nix. QB numbers, start with Aaron. Look at his. He finally went over 200 after 2 games there, so 281. His number 223.5. And I mean, both teams are top 4 in pass defense right now, so I would not take his, nor would I take Bo Nix's number because his is only 187.5. It's looked decent, but again, the Jets are 4th. I wouldn't touch either one. I couldn't do it, so I'm not taking those. Let's look at the running backs. First thing I want to take is we look at Breece Hall, Mr. Do Everything. We look at his numbers. Have not, I mean, they're not bad. They're just his number 67.5, 54, 62, 54. Decent numbers, just hasn't hit that number yet. And on his receiving yards, since we're talking about him, 5, 7, and 4. Those receptions. Receiving yards, 39, 52, 29. So you combine them, you see 93, 114, 83. So he's going to get yards. It's just he's the maker. He's the playmaker. So then we look at his backup, Braylon is getting yards too. He got 55 last time. So some people like to look at that too and take those. I wouldn't touch that one. So, and then Javonte Williams running has been, look at that downhill, just ugliness. I couldn't touch this at all. Never. And then we got Bo Nix, because maybe Bo Nix is just going to run the ball because he damn well might. 35, 25, 47. His number's 26.5. New York is 23rd in rush defense. Yeah, I think I like Bo Nix to scramble for 27 yards in this game because dude's ball, he's got to do something. And if he can't throw it, he's going to have to run it. So I can see him rolling out for a couple runs. Rushing attempts, let's see how many he had. There's the number right there. Last game he had 9 attempts, and if you run 9 times, I think you're going to get it. So we'll look at that. And then if we go to the receivers, now both teams being top 4 in pass defense, I don't like the receivers really, but I will look at the main ones, the top ones. So we'll look at Garrett Wilson, obviously 60, 57, 33 targets. 11, 6, and 9. He's getting his targets. That's clear as day. He's going to get those. And then on the other side, we have Courtland Sutton, which all over the place. Yeah, and then boom, 68. And for his targets, yeah. So if you made me pick a prop, and I already got the under, but if I'm taking a prop, I'm probably going Breece Hall over 98.5 because it's going to be the receiving part. Because I think he'll run, but he'll also get some yards, little dump down passes, because yeah, that's what he's good at. He's great at those, or in the flat screens, that's what he'll do best. So I would take this, or I would take Bo Nix going over his rushing, but we'll stick with Breece Hall 98.5. We'll do that. Pair it with that under 39.5 and move on to the next game. All right, game 3, we got Pittsburgh and Indianapolis, 3-0 versus 1-2. Pittsburgh is a 2-point favorite. Looking at the numbers right here, we see the offenses are not that good. Well, we got some average numbers, maybe top 12 numbers, but passing not good. Pittsburgh defense is nasty. Colts is not. So let's see what they've done with their schedules. Colts, 1-2. Your win was over Chicago. You lost to Houston by 2 and Green Bay by 6. And then Pittsburgh, you're 3-0 with Justin Fields as your quarterback. That says a lot about another team, but not Pittsburgh. 18-10, 13-6, 20-10. Defense is carrying, but hey, Justin Fields doing what he needs to do. So let's look over at the actual injury reports. Let's see if anything is on here. Let's start with Pittsburgh since we're right here. Russell Wilson's questionable. Who cares? you got Justin Fields. You're good. Warren is out. That's a big one. So, and guard is doubtful. And we want to go to Indianapolis next. We'll scroll on up to the eyes, and so we can look at them real quick. There they are. DN questionable. DN out. Corner out. Ooh, Ryan Kelly questionable. Okay. Interesting. Okay. We see the numbers. The main things I look at is Pittsburgh's defense should shut down the Colts. They just should. 40.5 seems like a high number for this game. It feels like it should be lower. There's going to be a lot of running done by the quarterbacks. I'm pretty sure of that. Both running backs on teams should be running. They're both pretty decent running. Sad thing is Pittsburgh can shut that run down easily. Colts are the worst team in the league for running. So I'm just staying right there. I'm taking Pittsburgh by 2. Pitt -2 for sure. Let's head over to the props and see what we have. QB wise, Field and Richardson, we know what they do. Looking at their passing numbers though, I wouldn't. No, no, I can't. Fields threw for 245. He does have the 21st ranked pass defense to go up against, so 182.5. If you feel like being froggy, 156, 117, 245. I'm not. I can't do it. I'm sorry, I can't. So let's look at his rushing yards real quick since we're here already. Rushing yards for him is 57, 27, and 6. So Fields is not running as much as we thought he would. So I figured he'd run a little bit more. His number's 39.5. Colts run D is last. So we got to remember that it is last. So let's look at Richardson. 212, 204, 167. He's going up against Pittsburgh, who was number 5 in pass D. I mean, good luck. He's going to be running for his life. I'm pretty sure of it. Let's see how he is with rushing yards. 56, 37, 24. His numbers are also going down. I still think both quarterbacks run more, but I don't know if they both hit their numbers. I would take them at like 25 and like a same game parlay, but I wouldn't take them by themselves. Looking over at our running backs, we have Jonathan Taylor and Najee. Let's look at them real quick and see what they've been up to. 2024. Jonathan Taylor is just stacking yards over here, and now you're going up against Pittsburgh and their number 2 ranked rush defense. Good luck. You're going to need it because I don't know if you're going to do this. Pittsburgh's going to have a really bad day on defense for this to happen again. So now this side though, Najee is going up against the 32nd ranked rush defense, 70, 69, 70. Dude is the epitome of consistency. Over 64.5 against the number last rush defense in the league. Yeah, I will take that all day and twice on Tuesday. So he's very mid. I know he's mid when it comes to numbers, but I'm gonna rock with it. I'm going Najee over. Is that 64.5? 64.5 yards. I did the same play yesterday with New York, but it got game scripted, and the Giants are just weird. Let's be honest, they're weird, and the game was weird. So I'm taking Najee here. So Najee over 64.5, showing it right there. You can see the numbers are just there. Let's keep going though. We'll see what else we got. Let's see. We already have Fields and Richardson. We already talked about those. Receiving, I didn't know really where to go when receiving. The highest numbers is Pickens at 52. I really don't want to take it. So I'll do Pickens and Pittman. The rest, I'm just not touching. So we'll look at these two real quick. Pickens, 85, 29, 57. It's 52.5 against the Colts' 21st ranked pass D. Maybe. If you want to take that, maybe he'll go in a parlay, a same game parlay at like 40 yards, maybe. And then Pittman has just been, look at that slope. That is wild. That's terrible. He has just not been there for Richardson. So I can't do that. So for me, the play is simple in this one. We're taking Pittsburgh -2 because of the defense. We're banking on that defense. And we're going to be taking Najee over 64.5 rushing yards next game. All right, Jacksonville, Houston. Jacksonville got beat down by Buffalo last time we saw them. Houston got beat down by Minnesota last time we saw them. So two teams coming off straight beatdowns. Let's see what else they've done with their schedules. Houston, they're 2-1. They were looking good. It was Indianapolis and Chicago. So whoa, don't. But let's pump the brakes a little bit because Minnesota showed up and showed out. So Jacksonville 0-3. Buffalo did it again. I asked the question. Is Trevor Lawrence the answer? When are we going to admit this dude might be a #1 overall pick bust? We're starting to get in that territory. Just these numbers are not good. So that conversation needs to be had eventually if he does not turn it around soon. Let's look at the injuries. I already looked through it and I stopped immediately when I saw Mixon is still questionable. So it's an ankle. We'll see if he's actually going to play. Tank Dell is out with a chest injury. Pierce is out. Ward's out. They're having struggles. And then we come down. I haven't even looked at Jacksonville yet. There they are. Let's see. Gabe Davis is questionable. Evan Ingram's still out. Devin Lloyd. Okay. Yes, more. So, yeah, there's a lot of injuries on both teams. Nothing truly. I mean, there's a couple like, oh, okay. So, Mixon's probably the biggest one, I would say. So, looking at this information, looking at the numbers, what do we have? We have Houston's pass offense is 8th. Jacksonville's pass defense is 30th. Love that matchup right there off the jump. And we have Houston's defense is looking pretty good. They're giving a lot of points, but they're not giving up yards. I'd like to see that. Jacksonville's offense is just not good. Let's just throw it out there. So Houston 6.5 is going to be the play I like. 45.5. No, I like Houston. I like Houston in a bounce back spot. So we're going to take Houston minus 6.5 here. I do not think Lawrence is the answer. No hate against him. I just don't think he is. He just isn't working well in Jacksonville. Maybe he needs to go to a different team. Fresh start. It works out for a lot of quarterbacks. Ask Minnesota. Let's look at some props and see if anything stands out. So we got Stroud and Lawrence. Do you see their numbers? 266-ish, 226-ish. Let's see what the numbers are officially. 266 for Stroud. I think, yeah, he's been close to the number. I think he gets game scripted. I think to the point where they're ahead and they run the ball. But the question is, who's going to run the ball? Because they don't have I don't know who's running it. Trevor Lawrence should be game scripted enough to where he should be throwing it more, but he's just, I mean, they've been behind. They're just not doing, he's not doing good throwing the ball. So what are you supposed to do? So I don't know. So I wouldn't touch these. Looking at the running backs, Travis, Etienne over here, this dude, I mean, he's still doing decent. And on the receiving end part, where's the receiving error time? Blind. So they are not good either. So I figured these numbers would be higher, but they're just not working out. So I wouldn't touch his number. And then we don't even have one for Houston. We got Nico at half a rushing yard, like Stroud 7.5. They're just not going to run the ball. So they're just going to throw it. So that's why Stroud might be the play, but I think they're going to be elite anyways. So let's pop over the receivers. I picked 4 of them. I picked Nico because Tank Dell's out. We want to see his number is at 80.5. And looking at what he's done, 117, 135, 86. So yeah, I like Nico here. I like Nico to get 81 yards receiving. Diggs, I wouldn't trust because he got 94 last time, but I need to see more consistency. I don't like this. This was cool, but I don't like this. Target wise, how many targets? He had 12 targets. Damn, how many did Nico have? You had 10. You're more consistent on your targets though. All right, and then I would still trust Nico over Diggs. I don't care. Nico's #1 over Diggs all day. And then Christian Kirk from the other side, he went 30, -1, 79. So, I mean, what can we do? I'm not touching a Jaguar prop. I just can't. Brian Thomas, same story. I can't do it. So for me, I'm going to be taking Houston 6.5, and I'm taking the Nico over 80. What was that? Let's go back. Was that 80.5? Nope, that's targets. Receiving yards, Nico, 80.5. Yeah, I'll take that for my prop in this one. So we'll do those two next. All right, next up we got Minnesota in Green Bay. It's an interesting one. 3-0 versus 2-1. Look at the records, show what they've done. Green Bay, their loss to Philly. They beat Indianapolis and Tennessee. Not the best wins, of course, but still wins nonetheless. And Minnesota, 3-0, beat San Francisco. It's very notable, and dominated the Giants and Houston of all teams. So Minnesota's been looking nasty. Looking at the injury report, the first thing I see is Jordan Love is questionable. There's no true, we don't know yet. It's game time decision, basically. So Outside of that, nothing really stands out there. If we come down to Minnesota, I haven't even looked at Minnesota's yet. Let me see what they have on their list. Minnesota, we got a linebacker out. IR, tight end. That ain't good. And we're going back too far. Okay, cool. So the biggest one is Jordan Love playing or not? We don't know. According to Outlier, the props, he is playing. So they're factoring in him playing. So, weird. Okay, so let's come back here. This is a weird one. This is going to be a hard one to pick. So based on this, Green Bay's #1 in rush offense. Minnesota's #2 in rush defense. Someone's got to win that one. That's 1 versus 2 on the opposite side. That's going to be, someone's going to win. Back and forth struggle. Minnesota is average at running and average at passing. Green Bay is pretty, they're #10 in rush defense, but not the good when it comes to pass defense. Now, Jordan Love gets in the game and he's playing and he's good and he's throwing like normal. That 22 don't mean anything to me. I don't care. That is the backup's number, not his. So I expect if Jordan Love plays, these numbers are going to get exploited hard. So let's come over to the props. I personally, I don't know what to take yet. I still don't know. Let's look at the props, see if I make a mind up. So we're going to assume Jordan Love plays. So if he does, based on this, now it could change by the time you watch this. If it changes, cool. Assume the other guy's playing. So, but 246 against Minnesota's 26 pass defense. Yeah, that looks fun. Yeah, that looks great. And then Darnold's going to be throwing the ball around a good bit, probably. Yeah, he is. 227 against Green Bay's 22nd ranked pass defense. Yeah, I can see both teams just airing it out, having fun. So, looking at the running backs, we're only going to look at the top 2. We're going to look at Aaron Jones going against his former team, 94, 32, 102. His number is 59.5. But Green Bay's rush defense is 10th, so I wouldn't want to touch this number, even though we know he's going to toe with the rock. Is he going to get this much? Is he going to get 60? I don't know. Same on the other side. Same. Josh Jacobs is a beast. He's running the ball. He's running angry. He only got 43 yards versus Tennessee. So, and Minnesota's #2 in rush defense. I wouldn't touch running backs in this game. Not for the main prop. If you want to same game parlay some other ones, smaller numbers, sure, but not the main prop. The main prop needs to be a receiver. That's a fact. And I would probably go looking at all the receivers. Joe, Jet over here, JJ. Yeah, his number 79.5, 59, 83, 81. Green Bay's got that 22nd ranked pass defense. I like that. That's a good one. He only has to split with Jordan Addison, who in his one game has only done 35 yards. So yeah, I think I like that. Looking at the Green Bay side, we got Jaden Reed at 48.5. I mean, could, but he only had 9 and then a 50. I don't like this type of just, that is ugly, isn't it? That is disgusting. So, and then lastly, Romeo, 39.5. He's all over the place. And then last of all, Watson. Yeah, Green Bay spreads it out way too much. So the prop I'm going with is going to be Justin Jefferson. I got to go with that prop at 79.5. Got to do that. So back to this for the actual side or total play. I'm going to go over. I think both teams know they can't run the ball. They're going to have to throw if Jordan Love plays. I think this, like it's officially plays, I bet this number goes up. So I'm going to take the over of 43.5. Let me get that over 43.5. And then we're also going to take Jefferson over his 79.5 receiving yards. Yep, we'll do that in next game. All right, we got the Rams and the Bears, and this game is ugly. Look at all this red, all this ketchup on the screen. Ugh, disgusting. But anyways, we'll do it. Let's look. Bears schedule 1-2. They beat Tennessee. They lost to Houston, Indianapolis. And then LA Rams are 1-2 as well. They lost to Detroit and Arizona, but they beat San Francisco in a weird. So I don't get it. I have no clue. So anyways, let's look at the injury report first, not the props. Injury first. First thing I noticed was Keenan Allen is still questionable. So we don't know. He has been upgrading to full practice participant. That's good news for Chicago. Outside of that, nothing else really stands out. And if I come down to L's for LA, where are you at? Give me the Rams. There they are, Rams. Davis Allen is questionable. Puka is on IR. So that's just an update. Cooper is still out. So nothing of note there. So come back over here. Main things we see the Rams can throw the ball. Bears are actually good at stopping. I mean, they can pass the ball, and Bears are good at stopping the pass. Okay. Bears can't do anything on offense, and the Rams can't do anything on defense. So that's going to be a matchup where they're just someone's got to win that one too. Bears defense is looking pretty good. Rams offense is not looking good. They can't run the ball, but this is an ugly game. This game is just trash, just terrible. We're gonna learn real quick. Is it because the Bears offense is bad, or is it because the Rams defense is bad? One of these two are gonna have to get exploited bad. So for me, I think the Bears defense is pretty good. Under 41.5 looks like the play I want to go for in this one. I know, looking at the numbers, a lot of people are going to take that over because that Rams game last week, but I'm going to take the under 41.5. I think it's mainly because the Bears offense is not good. So I think the Rams defense will have a better day. So let's look at some props and see what we can find, shall we? Propping over. We're gonna start. Oh, Caleb Williams, 221. He threw for 363 last week against the Colts. That's a lot of yards. So, but still, yeah. And then we have Stafford doing what Stafford does. 317, 216, 221. His number 216. Let's see. Bears are 7th in pass yards. If you want to go Caleb Williams, Rams are 29th at 248 in pass defense. So if you think he's going to get some yards again, there you go. He's only at 221. Hopefully he gets you some yards. Let's keep it moving. Running back, this is a hard game. Even the props are hard. I got Connor Williams at 76, 74-ish, and then all the way down to the 30s for Swift. Like, come on. So we'll, I don't want to look at Swift. I just can't. I'll look at Connor Williams, and he hasn't been impressing me either, I don't think. Let me see. What did you do last week? I can't remember. You got 89 rushing yards last week. Your number 76.5. Bears have the 18th best rush defense. I don't like that. I don't like your numbers. Bears defense is actually pretty decent, so I'd pass on that. And then we got the receivers. Moore is the only one I picked because everybody else is in the 30s or lower. I just can't do it. So we'll look at Moore. We'll look at 78. Yeah. Rams pass defense is 29th. Moore 56.5. How many targets is he getting? He's getting a lot of targets. 10, 10, and 8. I think this is the prop I'm going to go with. We could go with Caleb Williams, but I think I'm going to go with Moore to get his receiving yards. Maybe. Do I trust Caleb Williams more? That's going to feel weird. The Rams defense is struggling, but it's only 221. So, and they have the best 29th matchup, which makes sense to me. Yeah, I'm going to take DJ Moore. That's what we're going to go with. We're going to take DJ Moore over 56.5 receiving yards because the Rams defense is just, look at the numbers. Look at the numbers for yourself. They're just not good. These are terrible numbers. So, yeah, all it takes is one play. DJ Moore, boom, touchdown. I'll take it. That's all we need. We'll take that. We'll take the under 41.5. I still think it's a low scoring game. And we'll take that next. All right, fun one. Cincy, Carolina, 0-3, 1-2. Let's look at what they've done on their schedules. Carolina beat Vegas with the old Red Rocket coming out there and 36 points for Carolina. That's hilarious. Then we see Cincy, they're 0-3. Washington beat them. They almost came back, but Washington got them. So looking at the numbers real quick, we can see Carolina's offense is a little better now thanks to Andy Dalton. And then the defense is still, I mean, the pass defense is okay, but still they give up the most points. It's crazy. Cincy's defense also gives up points. They're pretty decent against the pass. They're pretty good at passing the ball, and Carolina's not, they're 16th, they're slowing it down. So, okay. Let's look at the injury report, see if we got anything of note on it first. Carolina, let's see. Deontay Johnson is questionable. That ain't good. That's not the one. He was limited in Friday practice, limited questionable. That's the one guy we have on the prop for them right there. That's not good. He had 122 yards last week. So if he's questionable, that ain't good. So I know since he's going to be big, they're going to get all the money in the bets too. So, all right, that's cool. And then let's pop down to Cincy, which should be right here. Anybody of note recently? No, nothing there. Cool. Back to the numbers. This matchup versus this, you lean Cincy. This matchup versus this, you lean Cincy. Neither team can run the ball or stop the run. So If anything, I'll lean the over. I'm leaning the over just because the team's defenses are so bad, so bad. Oh yeah, we're gonna go with that. We're gonna take that over 46.5. I just can't take a side. I just can't do it. So let's pop over to the props now. See, because we got Burrow versus Dalton. Let's see what we have on the numbers. Burrow 260 against Carolina's 16th pass defense. I can't do that. He threw 324 against Washington, but that was mainly because they were down. They had to come back. If Carolina takes a lead, yeah, he maybe, but I don't know. I have no clue. I'll leave it alone. And then Dalton in his one game, 319 against Vegas, against the 8th ranked pass defense for Cincy. I can't do that either. So rushing is where we want numbers, hopefully. Chuba got 114, and he's going up against Carolina's 29th ranked rush defense. I love that matchup. I love that. But we got to have Carolina be able to run the ball and not be down the whole game. And then on the other end, Zach Moss, 58 yards last game. And then, yeah, they're in the 20s as well. So, yeah, let's go to the receivers. I'm not feeling, if anything, I'm feeling Chuba a little bit. Chuba Hubbard. And we can see what 118 for Jamar. Ooh, Jamar against Carolina's pass defense. That might be fun. That might be the move. Let's look. Carolina's pass defense is 16th, but T. Higgins 39. I need to see more games. And you're questionable, so we're not going to take you either, even though you beasted out last time. So the move is either going to be Jamar to get 77 yards against Carolina's 16th ranked pass defense, or it's going to be old Hubbard to get 62 yards against Cincinnati's 26th ranked rush defense. And this is going to be completely game script dependent on, is Carolina going to be able to run the ball? And I think since he has a lead, I think since he gets this one, so I want to go Jamar. I don't want to take a running back that has a game script of you being behind, because now you're not going to run the ball anymore. I want you to throw the ball. So for me, I'm going to take Chase, and it's going to be over 76.5 receiving yards. And obviously, I'll put them all in same game parlays like I do for every game. We'll mix it up, have fun. Members will see all that stuff. So there you go. Over 46.5, Jamar Chase, over 76.5 receiving yards. Next. All right, next up, we got New Orleans and Atlanta. Atlanta is 2.5 with a 42.5 total. You can see the numbers. New Orleans offense has been doing a lot of green stuff. Atlanta's been pretty red overall, and both of them red and yellow. So let's look at their schedule, see what they've been up to. Atlanta is 1-2 with losses to Pittsburgh and KC, but they beat Philly. That is a hell of a schedule so far. That's crazy. Now you're facing New Orleans, who is 2-1. They lost to Philly by 3. They beat Dallas and Carolina. Okay, now we know. Looking at these numbers, the first thing I am noticing is you can't throw the ball very well, which is funny because it's Derek Carr, and you're good at stopping the pass. So I don't expect New Orleans to get many passing yards. They can run the hell of the ball. They're 6th, and you can't stop the run. So Kamara might have him a day. Definitely Kamara is going to be looked at for sure. You're pretty balanced in the mid to low between 18, 19, 20. You're balanced. You're great at stopping the run, but you're not good at stopping the pass. So old Kirko might have him a day throwing the ball a little bit, even though they can't pass that much. You can against New Orleans. So the main matchup I want to exploit is going to be Kamara versus that Falcons run defense. So let's look over Atlanta 2.5 total, 42.5. Let's look at props. See if any. Actually, let's get injury first. First thing we got to do is Atlanta, which is here. Anybody of note? No, nothing there. Now we want New Orleans. Where is the N? Up there, New England. And there it is. Let's see. Out. Kamara. Oh, Kamara is questionable. Hips, ribs. Bliss is questionable. Ooh, Olave is questionable too. Damn. Okay. Ooh, wow. Questionable. Out. Oh, IR. Out. Questionable. Oh, well, damn, that takes out my Kamara reasoning. Okay. But he's a beast, though. Okay, we'll see. Let's look into the props. First off, we got Cousins versus Carr. Looking at the numbers. Cousins 220 against the Saints 25th ranked pass defense. That might be the move, because if Atlanta's behind, they're going to have to throw, and Kirko's going to throw for yards. 241, 230. 220 is your number. You're going up against 25th ranked pass defense. That might be a play. That might be the play. So we'll keep going. Carr, your numbers against Atlanta's 11th pass defense. I'm not feeling these numbers. I'm just not feeling it. 206 seems a little too high. So we'll keep moving. Running, Bijan. What is this 31 from last week, buddy? Buddy, friend. What is that? That's terrible. 97 is what we need, but this was not. That's just not good. And you're going up against the Saints' 8th ranked rush defense. Nah, pass on that one. Let's look at Kamara. This is what I was loving. I was like, yes, please feed that to me against Atlanta's 28th ranked rush defense. I think I'm still going 70.5. What's your receiving yards? 65, 40. What's your total yards number? 105. Oh, I think I got to do it. I think I still got to do it. If he plays, okay. We'll look at everybody else's real quick. Let me show you the receivers. What do you mean that's no longer available? Who was that? Who was this? Well, whoever it was, they're gone now. Okay, bye. Somebody got taken off the board. I can't remember who it was. I opened it. It might have been Olave. Yeah, it was Olave because it was in order. So, yeah, it was Olave. Yep, he is now gone off the board. That tells you a lot right there. London, 67, your number 60.5. You're going against the Saints, 25th pass defense. London might be a move. And you might want to go a little Kyle Pitts after last week. 59 yards. He stepped up a little bit. Got him 5 targets. He's stepping up a little bit. I can't do it, but you can. And lastly, Rashid Shaheed got 0 last week. Got nothing. So, yeah. All right. So the main play for me is going to be Kamara rush receiving yards over 100.5. Basically get 100 yards because there's a 99.5 out there. I know. If you can't get that, I'm going to go with Kirko over 220 passing because I think game script, he's going to have to throw it to catch up to New Orleans. So, this is a backup play if we can't get Kamara. Now, for the game itself, we want to look at these numbers. I'm going to take New Orleans plus 2.5. Can I get plus 3? I can get plus 3. Hell yeah, sweet. So I'm gonna take New Orleans plus 3, and then, like I said, Kamara over 99.5 because I know there's out there. 9.5 rush. RUSH plus receiving yards. Little combo play right there. Like those two. Next. All right, New England, San Fran, both are 1 and 2. San Fran's 10.5. Let's look at what they've been up to. You lost to Minnesota and the Rams somehow, but you beat the Jets. New England got destroyed by the Jets, 24-3. You lost to Seattle overtime, and then the Bengals, you beat them. Good job. So let's look at the numbers now. Look at all the green. There's a lot of green. San Fran's number 1 in passing. Who'd have thunk it? 10th in rushing. New England just are last in yards, period. They're last in passing. Jacoby is not a passer. We know that. So 13 points is not going to get it done. Defensively, the main things we stand out are going to be that you're number 1 in passing. You're 27th in stopping the pass. So Purdy might have him a pretty good day out there. They're great at stopping the run. So are they. And they're both good at running. So I don't think these coaches are going to try to run the ball much. I think, if anything, Purdy passing against New England secondary might be the move. That just might be the move. San Fran 10.5, total 40.5. Does New England even have a chance to get double digits? I don't know if they do. They are the 31st ranked scoring team at 13.5. Ooh, let's look at some stuff. Let's go look at the injuries, see if anyone's out that we need to be aware of. We want New England. I was just over there. There they are. Out. Questionable. IR. Okay, nothing too crazy. And we want San Fran. Come down to the bottom. Or ST. If I could spell. San Fran. There we go. McCaffrey IR. Okay, that's cool. Like, you're gone for a while, friend. Like, Debo is questionable now. Ooh. We'll see if he has props. If he has props, I'm assuming he's playing. That's the best way I can do it. So let's look at props. Let's do that. QBs, we got Brock and Jacoby. We'll look at Brock. Brock might be the move. I'm just gonna say it. 319, 292. Your number's 245 against New England's pass defense. Are you mad? What is his number? 245. Yes. I'll take that. Thanks. Jacoby, what's your number? 12? 159? What? San Fran's pass defense is 20th. I see that. But it can Jacoby, are you going to throw for 160? I don't see it. I just can't see it. An under here might be the move. Let's look at the running backs. I don't like them. I already looked through these. Mason still ended up. I was huge on Mason last week, and he only got me 77 yards. Damn game script. What can you do? Even no, San Fran was up too. They just didn't run him much. I mean, how many attempts did he have? He had 19 attempts. He just didn't do much with them. So yeah, you can't win every day. We understand that. So, and Stevenson. Oh, I mean, here you go. Yeah, he looked good for 2 games, but this game he did not. So both teams have great rush defenses. I wouldn't, not a shot. Receivers, I mean, Ayuk is slowly ramping up. I mean, somebody's gonna catch the ball. So I don't know who. Yeah, him, and then Jennings 175 last game. Like, look at that, crazy. I did not pick a Patriot receiver because Demario is the highest one at 33. I just can't do it. I'm not even covering one of those. So the move here is going to be the 49ers defense is giving up points. That's what we see. We see the numbers. They're right there. They're giving up points. They're 20th in pass defense. If Jacoby can throw and get at least if Dewey can get 14 points, this overhits, I think. But I also think if it overhits, San Fran covers. So I'm going to take San Fran minus 10. San Fran minus 10. I know there's 10 out there. I will buy the half if I have to. I'm not playing 10.5. What an ugly number. I'll take a push if I need to, but I know there's 10s out there. Let me look. It's 10.5 currently, but by the time the game kicks, we'll do 10. So, and for the prop, we're going to take Purdy over, what was that quarterback number? That was laughable almost. Like, you see this, right? You chuckled when I did. I know you did. 245.5 over 245.5 pass yards. Yep, Purdy. Have a pretty good day. Them plus San Fran next. All right, next up, Washington, Arizona. Arizona's 3.5 on the spread. 50.5 is your total. Let's look at what the schedule's been up to. They are 1-2. Their wins over LA Rams. They lost to Buffalo and Detroit. I mean, nothing crazy there. Washington beat Cincy last week as a 7-point dog, I believe it was. Beautiful. I had that. Great call. Thanks to the stats. They lost to Tampa and they beat the Giants. So let's look at the numbers, see what they got. A lot of green on the offense, a whole lot of green on offense. Washington defense, not good. Arizona defense, mid. That's the best way to put it right there. So neither team is good at passing. They're both great at running. Both are average at stopping the run. Washington cannot stop the pass worth a damn. They're 31st. But Murray's only throwing for 201, so that doesn't help me at all, not in the slightest. You're throwing for 16, 15. These cancel out. This is an even ass game. Like, look at this. This is so even. So, okay. 50.5 is a high total too. So, but I mean, Washington likes some shootouts, don't they? So that's what they might go for. And Arizona has the offense to do it. They just had a Detroit said, nah, we ain't doing that. So let's come over here. Let's go injury report. Washington, Jameson Crowder is out. Who else? Eckler is out. And outside of that, nothing new. Now we gotta go all the way back up to Arizona. And questionable. Tonga's out. McBride is out. Oh, nothing else. Okay, cool. Now let's look at some props. Let's do that. So we have Kyler Murray. We have Jaden Daniels on their passing numbers, which I'm not going to take either one of these probably. Maybe Kyler Murray passing versus Washington defense. That might be a move. That might be a play. His number is 233. He's gone over against LA, but not Detroit. But it's Detroit. We know Detroit's defense is pretty good. And Buffalo, yeah, that makes sense. So this could be a play. I'm not taking Jay Daniels to throw the ball. I'll take him to run the ball, but his numbers are getting like dude's coming into his own. He's something about these second picks the last couple years. Stroud and now Daniels. Number 2 pick might be the move. Not number 1, number 2. Let's see. Let's look at running backs. We got Connor 71. We got Brian Robinson. We got Jayden Daniels 47.5. Kyler Murray 34.5. Do we even need receiving? Let's just look at these. Like, come on. Connor 17. You're out. I can't have you doing that. No, these teams are middle of the pack when it comes to run defense. Too questionable for me. Robinson, you had a big game 2 weeks ago, but this against Cincy, nope. You're gone. I can't take that. Nope. Dane Daniels, you ran for 39 last time. Your number is 47.5 this week against the 20th ranked rush defense. I don't know if I like that. Kyler, your rush defense is, your number is 34.5 against Washington's 18th ranked rush defense. You've been running your little ass off. That is a fact. You might be the play. I think I still like you more on passing though, because I think, well, maybe not. Ooh, let's look at receivers. What do we got? Marvin Harrison. Let's look at McLaurin. That's all I'm going for. Let's look at Marvin Harrison first. 2024, he has 64 yards, 130. How many targets you have? If you only had like 4 targets, I'm going to be extremely annoyed. You had 11 targets and you only got 64 yards. How many catches did you have? 5 on 11 targets? That's not good. That's concerningly bad. Okay, McLaurin had 100 yards last time after having almost nothing the first 2 games. So we're not taking receivers. We just can't. I think I got to go with Murray getting 35. What did he do 2023? He didn't run all that much, but he's still. Yeah, I gotta exploit this. I gotta go for this. I gotta go for the Washington pass defense. How terrible it is. We got to go for Kyler. We got to take the passing yards for him. So, yeah. What am I going to do here on the side total? Oh, I go over 50.5. 50.5 is a super high number in the NFL. But these offenses are good. I think I can see this being just like it was up here. This right here, I could see a shootout just like this. So for me, I'm going to take the over 50.5. It feels so dirty to type, but I'm doing it. In NFL, ugh. And then we're going to take Kyler over. What was your passing yards? Because I'm going passing. That's the one I want to go with. Passing, 233.5. Okay, buddy. Hope you got it. Just stay in the pocket. That's all you can. Stay in the pocket, throw the ball. You have a beautiful matchup here for the pass defense. So just exploit that for me. So over 50.5. Kyler Murray, 233.5 over passing yards. Next. All right, KC and Chargers. KC 7.5. We see the numbers, but we want to look at the schedule first. Chargers 2-1. They lost to Pittsburgh last time out. Beat Vegas and Carolina. Not that impressive. Everyone can do that. Let's look at the Chiefs. 3-0, beat Atlanta, Cincinnati, and Baltimore. Brady Cloak, all great games, but there you go. Let's see. Let's look at some stats real quick. And before, actually, no, we need to go to the injury report first with this game for a reason. So we want to go down to the L's. We want to look at the Chargers. There they are. Let's see. Out. Herbert is questionable, remain limited at practice. That's not fun. Joe Alt, the Alt vault is still questionable, suffered a sprain. That ain't good. So okay, a lot of Bosa's out. Okay, Chargers are going through it, aren't they? And then we want the Chief, which we just got to go up a little bit to the K's. Let's see, you're out. Joe is IR, obviously. I mean, come on, Hollywood Brown, IR, obviously. Nothing new there. Okay, cool. Look at the numbers. So we're going to assume Chargers have a backup quarterback in, because if I look at props, I don't have a quarterback listed. So that means, well, the backup is what, Easton Stick and the other guy? I can't remember the other guy's name. So not the best. So you're already 31st in passing. You're going to run the ball, and Chiefs are 13th in stopping the run. Chargers defense is pretty decent, but you're going up against KC now, who has been average on offense at best. They've not been looking great. I do think if Chargers do not have, well, hell, even if they do have a Herbert plan, I think the Chiefs get this one. The Chargers, I just don't see it. I just can't see it. 39.5, I can't. So we'll take KC. I'm going to get a 7. I don't care. I don't care if I have to buy the half. I'm not taking 7.5. I will buy it. And they say, oh, you shouldn't buy points. I don't care. I'd rather let myself have a push on a key number versus paying 10 extra cents. I don't care. So I will buy a half a point if need be. But if not, let me look. Is KC still 7.5? No, it's 7. I ain't got to buy nothing. All right, 7 it is. Perfect. Let's go to the props, see what we can find. Do some prop hunting. We got Mahomes at 240, 254.5 is your number against Chargers 10th pass defense. That's going to be a no. Let's look. JK Dobbins, Steele. Let's look at your numbers. JK, 135, 131, 44. Yeah, I had him last week and he kind of just let me down. Sad. Chiefs have the 13th ranked rush defense, so JK is no to that one as well. Let's see, Carson still has 72. Pretty good for him. Mr. Alligator Man against the Chargers 6th ranked rush defense. I can't do that either. So we're going to have to come over here, and everything is just Chiefs because we have no Charger props for receivers because we don't know who the quarterback is. So it makes it hard. All right, so let's look at the main ones. Kelsey, Rice, and Worthy. That's the main ones. Rice has 103, 75, 110. Your number 75. Chargers has the 10th ranked pass defense. Ooh. Wow. Okay. I'm not liking this. We'll look here too. Kelsey is he's just out there. I mean, is he even really playing? I don't know. He's just out there running around. He's getting some cardio in, a little bit of camera time. So same with Worthy. Okay. Rice is the target for sure. But looking at these numbers, I'm just not feeling it. Look at these. That's some good defensive numbers right there. This is what I want to exploit right here, but I don't have anything from the Chargers to exploit it with. So, you're making me choose something I don't want to choose, and I hate that. So, all right, we're gonna take Rice. If I gotta pick something, I'm taking Rice over 75.5. Actually, no. We're going to take Alligator. We're going to root for the Alligator Man. That's what we're going to do. We're going to root for Carson Steele to get him 44.5 rushing yards. That's what we're going to do. Oh, Steele over 44.5 rush yards. Yep, that's what I want to go with because I'm game scripting. I think Casey's going to be up. I think Steele's going to run the ball because they're going to be in the lead. That makes sense. Let's do that. So we're going to take Casey -7, Steele 44.5 rushing yards. Next game. All right, this game is disgusting, but Cleveland, Vegas, a lot of ketchup on this board, a little bit of mustard, one little splash of relish. Let's look at what they've done. You're 1-2 with the win over Jacksonville. Good job. Vegas is 1-2 with the win over Baltimore. Actually, good job. So, yeah, okay. Look at the numbers. A lot of red. You're great at passing. You're decent at pass defense. Your defense is terrible. Your offense is terrible. This is just a terrible matchup. Let's go over here. Let's see. Conklin out. Willis out. Strong out. Njoku out. Hicks questionable. Chubb out. Ooh, okay. Now we need to go down to the L's for Las Vegas. I went too far. Come back up. Come back up. And Raiders. There we go. Abdullah questionable. Crosby doubtful. Ugh. This is why we even played. Everybody should take the day off. Devontae Adams out. There was somebody else that was important out too. I can't remember. So probably those three. So yeah, terrible game overall. Just a garbage, straight, just terrible matchup. Their defense is average. Their defense is trash. Their offense is trash. So under 36.5 is, if you're making me pick something, it's a pass. I'm just going to say right now, it's a pass. But since I'm devoted to giving a play for everything, my highest lean is going to be under 36.5. And I wouldn't play that. I'm not going to play it. That's just no. But I'm going to give you that if you really want it. So, but I'm not playing it. So, hell no. And for the prop, do we have to look at props in this one? Ugh, terrible. I'll do it. Oh, I'm not even set up. Hold up 1 second. Okay, all fixed. It's not good. There's not much in here. I mean, I went hunting. I couldn't find much. But here's the quarterbacks. Watson 203. Minshew Mania. Maybe he's over the numbers. Browns have the 14th ranked pass defense though, so I don't know. I didn't pick a running back. Here are your running backs. Zamir's at 46. Jerome Ford's at 43. I don't want to touch these numbers. Ew, disgusting. Receivers. Adams is out, so that doesn't help me none. Bowers maybe 53.5 might be the play. Because I just no. Cooper. That's what I'm going with. You're making me pick one. I'm picking Cooper 52.5 mainly because of this. This number right here. If the Browns are behind or in the lead, just get Cooper 53 yards. We're good to go. So we'll take that. This is ugly game. Cooper over 52.5 receiving yards. So under 36.5, Cooper 52.5. I'm passing this game in real life, but I'm just going to show you the plays. I lie. I'll probably play it just because I'm a degenerate. So why not? Under 36.5, Cooper 52.5. Next game. All right, last game, Sunday Night Football, Buffalo, Baltimore. Baltimore minus 2.5, 46.5 is your totes. Let's look at what they've done. Baltimore has won their last one against Dallas in a thrilling, almost choke job. Buffalo is 3-0, just they dominated Jacksonville and Miami, and they beat Arizona. So, looking at this, we can see the numbers. Both offenses are doing pretty good. Buffalo is middle of the road, but they do have the results. Baltimore can run the hell of the ball. You have Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. It's pretty easy to run the ball, but you are 16th against the run, so that does benefit Baltimore. Now, the main thing is Josh Allen gets to throw against the 32nd ranked pass defense. What? And the number one rush defense. So I would not be taking Buffalo running, Josh Allen or any. So let's look at the injuries real quick, see if anyone's hurt that needs to be talked about. To the Bees. Let's see. Baltimore's first. Doubtful, out, questionable, and then nothing new. Okay. Buffalo, out. Nope, nothing new. Okay, cool, nice. Everyone's playing. All the main pieces are playing. So, looking at the numbers, we are looking at that. So far, Baltimore 2.5. Getting this exploited, but that. So you're relying on Josh Allen to throw the ball. So you're going to make him throw, which means he's probably going to throw a damn interception because that's what happens when he throws the ball. He throws like one pick a game, I swear. Let's look at props. Let's see if we can talk ourselves into any play. So far, Josh Allen 232 against Baltimore's number 32nd ranked. 263 against Jacksonville. And that was when you're 47 points. Yeah, you've been putting up some points, bro. That might be the move. I'm saying that might be the move. Let's look at Lamar. What is your passing yards? You're going down steadily. I don't like that. Buffalo is 8th in pass. I don't like that at all. Keep it moving. Let's see. Derrick Henry running against the 16th ranked rush defense. I mean, he had 151 last game. That might be the play. 68.5 could be. And then Lamar is also right there with him at what? 57? Yes, 57. Again, Buffalo is 16th ranked rush defense. Not the best matchup. It's not a bad matchup. It's not the best matchup. And then we look at Josh Allen running. Yeah, not against Baltimore's number one ranked rush defense, giving up 50 yards a game total. Nah, I'm good. Pass on that one. We could just close that one out. Same with James Cook. James Cook, sorry, you're not bad, but I just don't think you're going to get many yards against the number one ranked rush defense. Can't do it. Pass. Go away. Receivers, a lot of little numbers, 48, 47. So I went the top two. I went with old Zay, and we see what Zay has done against Buffalo's 8th ranked pass defense. I don't think so. I can't do this one. Yeah, you did good, but I just can't. You might hit it, but the advantage doesn't look right because there. Shakir might be the move though. 72-54. Buffalo's throwing against Baltimore's literally last place passing defense. So I think that's what I'm going to go for. Yep. I think that's the move. I think I'm going to take Shakir. And on top of that, if we're exploiting a team, I think we need to exploit the spread. So I'm going to take Buffalo plus 2.5. Actually, there might be a 3 out there. Let's look. See what that currently. It's still plus 2.5. I don't care. I think it'll be the 3 by the time we get to kickoff. So we're going to put Buffalo plus 3 on there. And we're going to take, Shakir over 48.5 receiving yards. That's a good little prop there. I like that. I like that combo right there. So there we go. That's all the games. We're done. That's it. All 13 Sunday games have been broken down. Monday, remember, has 2 games. I will cover both of the Monday games on Monday. We'll have more information by then, obviously. So this is just these games. Drop a like, subscribe if you like what you see. If you watch the whole video, I appreciate you. If you want a nice typed out list that shows every play, become a member. You can become a member many multiple ways. You can follow these socials. They've been rolling nonstop. Memberships in their Patreon, YouTube. You have options. Don't forget to subscribe. And we will see you Monday for more football. Peace.